In this video, we'll walk you through user permissions and how to set them up in Blackpurl. User permissions allow the dealership to allocate or restrict access to certain sections of Blackpurl for particular groups of users. To look at user permissions, start by clicking on the gear icon in the top right of the Blackpurl navigation bar. Then select System Settings. From System Settings, scroll down until you see User Permissions. Select that. User permissions dictate who in the dealership is allowed to do things like change the price of parts, see costs of units, and change accounting settings. To make it easy to set permissions for each user, Blackpurl works with groups of users. Each user within a group shares the same permissions. Often, there's a separate group created for the admin of the dealership, the sales team, the technicians, the parts team, and the service advisors. You can create as many groups as you like. Let's take a look at the admin group. In this sample dealership, you can see that the admin group has full permission to do everything from changing system settings to modifying service jobs, managing job clocking, creating new vendors, and modifying vendor orders. Anything that can be done in Blackpurl, the admin can do. Often, a dealership wants to limit what certain employees are allowed to do or not. Let's click Back to Group List. Let's take a look at the Parts Employees group. Within this group, I have the Permissions view. I have the Members view. This is where I can assign members to this group, and also settings for the group under Group Profile, such as what is the name and color of this group. If I change something, a Save Changes button pops up and I select that button. Let's go back to Permissions. On the Permissions screen, I've set up my parts employees so that they can make sales, they can create and view merchandise sales. Maybe I'll make it so they can view a service job but not modify it. Maybe they're allowed to view a unit deal but not modify it. And maybe they're allowed to do returns. Depending on your employees, you may or may not want them to be allowed to override the price. When you're done changing the permissions, click Save Changes. Adding a user to this group is easy. Let's scroll up and click on the Members tab. Once I select Assign Members, I'm presented with a list of users from which to choose. I'm going to add Barry Denson to this group. I select Barry's name and click on the Assign to this group button. Now, Barry will only have the permissions granted to him on the Permissions tab. If you want to create a new group, sort the groups you have by different criteria, or search for a particular group, you can do that right above the groups on the main user permissions screen. Lastly, to duplicate or delete a group, simply mouse over the group tile and select the Duplicate or Remove icons. Thank you for watching this Blackpurl how-to video, and have a great day.